Supermarket Tour by Jessica Munson, Simon Chen, and Jia Shen Bai. Today we are going to introduce you to our supermarket, the aisles we analyzed, our expectations versus the realities, our differences and similarities gathered from OPIRG on our chosen aisles, the meat and poultry section, and then lastly, our recommendations and conclusions. Whole Foods is a health grocery store that brings the natural food industry into a supermarket format. The toured location was Whole Foods Yorkville on 87 Avenue Road, one of Yorkville's larger grocery stores at 40,000 square feet. Whole Foods operates very different than a traditional supermarket. Their staff are extremely passionate about their roles and are pursuing a career in the natural food market. The supermarket focuses on reducing waste by actively food donating and using compost. Whole Foods sources natural meat that has zero additives and has free range to grass-fed beef. The animals are also raised with no hormones or antibiotics. Their offerings in the store are extremely different from most grocery stores, as they feature foods without artificial preservatives, colors, flavors, sweeteners, and no hydrogenated fats. The aisles analyzed by the group were the produce aisle, the soda aisle, the cleaning product aisle, and the meat and poultry aisle. Our expectations were that Whole Foods would offer only local and organic produce. The local offerings would be cheaper than the imported offerings. There would be imperfect looking fruits and vegetables. There would be lots of information relating to the produce. There would be recognizable products in the cleaning and pop aisles. The reality was that not all produce was local or organic. Local food was not always cheaper than imported foods. The produce appeared perfect with little to no bruising. There was a lot of accessible information. Employees were extremely engaging. The cleaning aisle and soda aisle had little to no recognizable products. Our key findings include that local sometimes was more expensive and sometimes local foods were cheaper. In the cleaning aisle, we noticed a frequent product 365 cleaning. We didn't see any recognizable brands. The soda brands were also not recognizable. The produce brands that were local and organic have never been seen at large corporation grocery stores such as Loblaws and Sobeys. The staff was much more knowledgeable and engaging than large corporation grocery stores. There was much more accessible information than at large corporation grocery stores. The key differences we found for Whole Foods versus the OPIRG supermarket tour were how they sourced their food. Whole Foods supports the local community and farmers. This creates less distancing. Their mission is to provide quality, natural, and organic foods. There are many information posters throughout the store that educate shoppers about the food, its source, and benefits. Also, much of the produce offers the location of where the product is from and whether or not it is local or organic. There's also fair trade products and even a kitchen takeout area that offers organic meals ready to go. After reading The Supermarket Tour by OPIRG, the group discovered that Whole Foods offers many different things than a regular grocery store. Whole Foods offers more variety. In addition to typical brands found in traditional markets, they also have ones that are fair trade, gluten-free, vegan, and much more. Though these may appeal to a more niche shopper, smaller brands that support local sources are presented. Alternatives to genetically engineered foods are given. More include bread, candies, chocolates, canned and jarred goods, cereals, chips, and snacks, even frozen foods. Whole Foods website provides consumers with a complete list of non-GMO products sold at specific stores, unlike other grocery stores, even though they're not required to label GMO products. Product verification program is something that Whole Foods does that is very different from any other grocery store. They do on-site visits to facilities, review different documents, and do product testing to ensure that product meets standards at every level of the supply chain. After reading the OPIRG supermarket tour, the group found similarities with the paper and what we found in Whole Foods. The produce aisle was at the front of the market because they want to get rid of their produce first, and people are willing to spend more money at the beginning of their shopping trip. Whole Foods did have their produce aisle in the first area of the grocery store. All produce was placed above knee level for easy access. There was much variety of color showcased throughout. They had music played quiet and subtle, and there was a little key changes to help shoppers relax. The group originally didn't plan on analyzing the meat and poultry section. However, after engaging with staff, we learned some really interesting information on how Whole Foods continues to differentiate themselves from traditional grocery stores. Farmers are audited regularly to ensure they are meeting Whole Foods standards. There is a 5-step animal welfare rating that is labeled on all meat. This relates to no cages, crates, or crowding. Animals are in an enriched environment. Animals have enhanced outdoor access. The farms are pasteurized-centered and animal-centered, which refers to the farm is focused on the good of the land and the animals and not profit-driven. Traditional supermarkets may have meat from factory farming, where animals are manipulated by hormones, antibiotics, and toxins. Seafood is rated green, yellow, and red, relating to how well managed the fisheries are and if they cause little to no concerns for wildlife. Whole Foods will not sell seafood in the red rating, for they are poorly managed and likely overfished. Some fish that fall into this category are Atlantic halibut, gray sole, octopus, sturgeon, and even some tunas. These you will not find at a Whole Foods. Future recommendations and expectations for shoppers going to Whole Foods are price, packaging, and range. First, price. Expect to spend more money if you want to buy good, local, and organic food. According to the research, some local and organic foods are likely to cost you more money than regular. Packaging. Sometimes it is easy to tell whether the product is local, organic, or not, but sometimes you might need to go through the packaging to find that out. Range. Local and organic food is only a small section of the food industry, so the range of products may not be as wide. You might not always find what you want. In conclusion, the group found that the most significant findings were that not all the food in the Whole Foods market were organic and local, and some produce was neither were. Local food was not always cheaper and sometimes more expensive. Produce appeared to look almost perfect, very little products with bruising. There was lots of information about products and concepts, and the staff was extremely engaging and knowledgeable. They were true professionals on the natural food market.